What's going on, guys? It's Tommy from the 1313 podcast, and today I'm bringing you another Black Series review. And today I am super excited to bring you this figure today. It is Echo from the Bad Batch. This figure has been a figure that ever since it got released, I was super stoked to get it into my collection, and my Big Bad Toy Store pre-order just happened to come through, so I got lucky, I lucked out. And let's just take a look at this bad boy, shall we? This is the standard Galaxy Art packaging. You get that awesome, very subdued red color for the Galaxy Art here. And there's Echo himself, number 11 in the Bad Batch line. You get his little bio in a million different languages. And then pretty much standard for the Black Series packaging, nothing else to really talk about of note here. In the case, you have, of course, Echo himself. And let's get into this figure, shall we? Alright, guys, and here he is, the Bad Batch Echo figure. And man, oh man, does this guy look good. Now, I gotta say, I have a lot of thoughts that I want to share with this figure because this is the first time I've taken him out of the box. There's stuff that I like and there's stuff that I'm not so crazy about. And I think that objectivity and transparency is really good with these kinds of reviews. So I'm just going to share that with you all right now. Now, accuracy-wise, just from the looks of the figure, I think that the blaring thing here is this little arm attachment here. Now, Hasbro got a lot of the concept art images for Echo before they became finalized designs. And so with this one in particular, a lot of the big thing with Echo was, and you can see this on the Hot Toy, and you can also see it on the Mission Fleet figure as well, this particular attachment, as well as several others, I think the idea was for Echo to have a lot of different attachments on his arm to kind of make him a little more versatile. But then I think the problem came up of how he would store those attachments. So this piece just pops right off. It fits very snugly on his little, I want to say like protocol droid arm, but it just does, it fits really snugly on there, so it's not going to fall off if you so choose to have that on him. But there it is right there. It doesn't articulate or anything, but it is there. Oh, I guess this end piece comes off, so that's kind of cool. Like shoots out, but that's neat. Didn't know that. All right. Aside from that, though, he also comes with his DC-17 blaster pistol. If you know the Black Series, you've seen this a million times. And he also comes with a removable helmet, which I want to get into in a bit here. Now, looking at his backpack, I actually thought that this was just going to be straight reuse of the backpack that Tech uses. So let me just get him posed up here a little bit. So if you look at the backpack here, you would think that it's the same as the one Tech uses. And I actually have my Tech figure. But if you look, it's actually a different sculpt. They went ahead and used a different sculpt. The reason that I actually noticed this at all was because if you look, all the other Bad Batch characters have the same T-shaped peg on their backs here. And there's the plug-in for the backpacks there. Now, if you look at Echo's backpack, however, there's a small circular peg on the inside of the backpack here that fits into his back. So where all the other Bad Batch members have interchangeable backpacks in a way, Echo does not. But hey, I'm not upset about it. I think it's really cool, and it's awesome, honestly, that Hasbro went ahead and made a different sculpt at all for this figure, for the backpack. And you can tell, too, that they went with some different detailing even on there. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that, but we'll put Tech aside for now. I do want to get into more of a comparison later on. But yeah, so just putting that back on him there. As you can see, it does detach. And then he does have weapon storage as well. You'll see that his blaster pistol goes into the holster on the left side. One thing that I'm not too happy about with this figure is that the blaster does not go into a weapon holding hand. This is just the standard left hand on the new clone body. I actually have a figure for reference for that as well. So if I grab, this is the Elite Squad Trooper, you'll see that they have the same hand on their left hand here. So that's really a shame. I think that was kind of a miss there. But honestly, at the end of the day, he's just holding a blaster pistol. It's not like he's holding a super big weapon. Now, something that I really wanted to share with you all was how the helmet works. So I'll take off the backpack for this. The way the helmet works on this figure is actually pretty nifty. So the way this works is it actually has a little strap, and you'll see I didn't clip it here. He has a little strap on the back of the helmet, and it actually lets it so the helmet almost peels off. And so the helmet is one piece. It just has this little, it's got a clip on it, stays on there nice and loose, so it just pops off. It's not one that you really have to work at. But yeah, let's get a nice little close-up here of Echo's face, which, wow, does that look awesome. It's pale. It's literally just a pale Tamara Morrison face, which I think is just awesome for this figure. And they got the detail on his little Lobot gear, as well as the little bolts in his head. They got that really well. The detail on this figure is just fantastic. There's sculpted detail up on the top of the torso here, and there's also just painted detail everywhere throughout the armor. It's never just solid anywhere, except for the legs, which, who really cares about that? But if we take a look again at the figure, I think if I had one big gripe about the figure, it's got awesome articulation, but for some reason, they went ahead and connected the knee pads to the top of the thigh, which they've been doing with every figure recently. And I think that this was a really odd choice for this figure, considering he's literally a cyborg. He should not have organic knees beneath these robotic knee pads. I think that was a really weird choice on Hasbro's part, and it definitely makes me not want to pose this figure in any sort of pose where his knees are bent beyond a slight bend here. Just because he doesn't look natural that way. It looks like it's just he's got like armor on instead of machine like they should be. But other than that, I think the figure's really, really good. It's got a lot of the new articulation. I really like, as you can see, the shoulder pads kind of squish because when you lift them up, they're glued to the bottom at the bicep. I think that was a really good idea. You get some really nice articulation from him. I mean, just look at that pose, man. Like, look at that pose. Oh, let's see if I can get Echo in the one-legged pose. So for those of you who don't watch these reviews, you'll know that I like to try to get Echo in these one-legged poses. Let's see if I can do it right now. Everyone's going to be clowning on me in the Discord, but look at that. Look at that. Wow. He's about to punch somebody. He's about to take somebody out. But yeah, I think that this figure is great. Let's do some comparisons, honestly, with some other figures here, because I'm interested to see how he scales up with the rest of the batch. So just looking at how Echo scales up with the rest of the batch so far, minus Omega, I think that this is a really, really accurate interpretation to live action. He's about the same size as Hunter. Hunter sits about same shoulder width. Hunter's just a little bit shorter, which I think is accurate enough. And then Tech and him are about the same size as well. I think he stands maybe a little bit taller than those two, but Crosshair is realistically taller than him, and so is Wrecker. I think that these figures really, really scale up well to one another, especially Wrecker, who is, in my opinion, one of my favorite figures. But I don't know, man. Tech might take the cake. Tech might take the cake here. I do have some other figures here as well that we can compare Tech to in size. So I did want to compare him to a couple other characters. Another one that he interacts with is Captain Rex in the Bad Batch. And so I have the Bad Batch Captain Rex figure, which, if you subscribe to the 1313 podcast at 500 subscribers, we will be giving away a Black Series Bad Batch Rex figure. So make sure you join for that. And so let me kind of get Echo standing in more of a neutral position here rather than more of a dynamic pose. But yeah, he scales up really well with the other clones. I think that his helmet gives him just a couple more inches in universe, obviously not in real life, than the other clones. But I think he scales really well with them. I was interested really too to put him next to the ARC Trooper Echo figure to see how he scaled, and it actually looks like they're about the same height, which I'm really impressed by. This is also a really good opportunity to show off the regular Tamara Morrison face versus the almost like the Frankenstein Echo. And so you'll see again on the helmet, you just take off this little clasp, which comes off really easily. Really good design on Hasbro's part. making it that way, which I think that's also why maybe they went with the round peg so that you wouldn't have to take the backpack off. Maybe you could just spin it to the side to get that off there. But this is a really good way to compare Echo with what a regular Tamara Morrison clone would look like. And you can just see the difference right there. It's phenomenal, if I'm being honest with you. I really think that this figure does a phenomenal job of showing a realistic look of what a, malnourished, pale Tamara Morrison would look like other than the Nomad Boba Fett. Just a couple other figures that I wanted to throw him next to. I did want to throw him next to a couple other clones. So first here, I have the Elite Squad Trooper from the Bad Batch line as well. This figure, right here, this is just another clone trooper. This is on the hybrid, one of the hybrid bodies that Hasbro's been doing. Again, really nicely scaled here. And then I did want to put him next to a couple of more 501st clones, just to kind of show you the difference in maybe putting him on a shelf with other clone troopers, because I know that's probably what most people are going to be doing. I myself would be doing that. So on the left here, I'll put him next to like the original clone trooper mold with the Archive 501st. This is one of the more recent makes of the original body here. And then I'm also going to put him next to the Battlefront 2 Jet Trooper here. So you'll get a chance to see him side by side with an old clone and a new clone. And you'll see that, altogether, I think they scale really, really well together. I think they look really uniform on a shelf. And I think that Hasbro really knocked it out of the park. And with the Bad Batch line in particular, I think Hasbro has done a fantastic job. This figure, honestly, is in the running. Hasbro has been doing some bangers this year, and it's only April. So I can't wait to get more figures this year in my hands and kind of see what Hasbro does. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to the 1313 podcast. Like I said earlier, at 500 subscribers, we are going to be giving away a Captain Rex from the Bad Batch Black Series figure, the Walmart exclusive one. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be entered in that. And as well, be sure to follow us on social media. You can follow us at 1313_podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We be posting everywhere. And yeah, other than that, again, like the video. Let me know what you think of this figure. I think that it's got some a couple minor flaws. The whole knee pad thing has more to do with how Hasbro's moving with the line right now, as opposed to just this particular figure. And I think it's really innovative the way they did the helmet there. So yeah. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And this is Tommy from 1313 signing off.